You're crouched at the mouth of a cave, and the fire's burning low. Out there in the dark, something is breathing. You can't see it, but you can feel it. That old animal certainty that you are not the only thing awake. And now you have to do the most dangerous thing a soft, slow, clawless creature can possibly do. You have to close your eyes. You have to lie down in the open, go blind and deaf and paralyzed for hours, and simply trust that you'll wake up still breathing. Every single one of your ancestors did this. Every night. For hundreds of thousands of years, surrounded by leopards and hyenas and things with better night vision than you'll ever have. So how did they survive it? How did anyone survive the act of sleeping? Here's the strange part. That fear you feel when you hear a noise in the dark and your whole body goes still and listening. That's not irrational. That's ancient survival software, and it's still running inside you right now. The reason a creaking floorboard at 3 a.m. can flood you with adrenaline is that for most of human history, the dark genuinely wanted to eat you. And the reason you probably wake up at least once every night, roll over, check the room without even knowing why, that's a habit older than language. Your body still sleeps like something is hunting it. By the end of this, I'm going to tell you about the one specific type of person in every group who may have quietly kept everyone else alive. And it's probably not who you'd guess. But we have to start with the fire. Fire changed everything. The best guess we have is that once early humans could control it, somewhere between 1 and 2 million years ago, the night stopped being a death sentence. A fire does 3 things at once. It throws light, so you can see what's coming. It gives off heat, so you're not burning precious energy, just staying warm. And crucially, most large predators are terrified of it. So imagine that first circle of people who could sit inside a ring of firelight while the eyes glowed just beyond it. For the first time, our ancestors could relax enough to sleep deeply. And you feel the echo of this every time a campfire or even a candle makes you feel calm and safe in a way you can't quite explain. That's not aesthetic. That's a million years of fire means I get to survive the night. But before the fire, there were the trees. Our earlier ancestors, and our cousins the chimps and orangutans, solved the sleep problem by going up. Every single night, a chimpanzee builds a fresh nest, bends branches, weaves a little platform, makes a bed high off the ground where the big cats can't easily follow. They don't reuse them. They build a new one every night, thousands of beds across a lifetime. And here's the thing that should give you a small chill. We think early humans did this too, before we came down to the ground. Somewhere in your deep past is an ancestor who, at dusk, climbed and folded branches into a bed by feel, then curled up in the canopy with the wind moving underneath. You still want your bed against a wall. You still don't like your back exposed to the open room. Same instinct. Different tree. Then we came down. And coming down to sleep on the ground was insane. It should have gotten us killed. Sleeping on open ground next to a fire is far more exposed than a nest 40 feet up. But it seems we made a trade. We gave up the safety of height and bought back something else. We started sleeping shorter and deeper than any other primate alive. Chimps sleep around 9 or 10 hours. Humans average 7, and we cram far more of our dreaming REM sleep into that shorter window. The best explanation researchers have is that sleeping on the ground forced us to make sleep efficient. Get in, get the deep restorative stuff fast, get out. You are, right now, one of the most efficient sleepers in the entire primate world. You just think of it as not getting enough sleep. But sleeping efficiently still leaves you helpless for hours. So how did nobody get picked off? That brings us to the strangest and most beautiful answer, and I promise we're getting to it. But first, here's something that's still ahead and worth waiting for. There's real evidence that humans were never supposed to sleep in one solid block at all, and that the way you sleep tonight might be a fairly recent invention that's quietly working against you. Because you didn't sleep alone. This is the whole trick. For nearly all of human history, sleeping was a group activity, bodies packed close, sharing warmth, sharing safety. A predator that might risk one sleeping human thinks twice about a tangle of 20. And in a group that big, the odds that everyone is fully unconscious at the same moment are basically zero. Someone always stirs. Someone coughs, shifts, gets up to relieve themselves, feeds the fire. You feel this pull too. How much safer and easier it is to fall asleep when someone you trust is in the house, and how a strange room alone can keep you tense and shallow all night. Your nervous system still counts the bodies nearby before it lets you go all the way under. And that constant, staggered stirring points to the reveal I promised. Researchers studying the Hadza, a group in Tanzania who still sleep much the way our ancestors did, watched them for weeks and found something remarkable. Out of more than 200 hours of group sleep, there were only 18 minutes total when every single person was asleep at the same time. 18 minutes. The rest of the night, someone was always awake, not standing guard on purpose, just naturally awake. And who was awake changed with age. The older members drifted off early and woke before dawn. The younger ones stayed up late and slept in. Their different body clocks meant the camp was accidentally guarded around the clock. They call it the poorly sleeping grandparent hypothesis, the idea that lighter, more broken sleep in older people isn't a defect at all. It's a feature. Grandparents may have kept the whole species alive precisely because they couldn't sleep through the night. So the next time an older person in your life complains about waking at 4 a.m., understand what you're really looking at. A sentinel, still on duty, for a threat that's long gone. And it turns out even one solid block of sleep might be the odd thing. There's historical evidence that before artificial light, people commonly slept in two shifts, a first sleep and a second sleep, with a strange, quiet hour of wakefulness in between where they'd tend the fire, talk softly, pray, or just lie in the dark thinking. So if you've ever woken at 2 or 3 in the morning, wide awake, convinced something is wrong with you, it's possible nothing is wrong at all. That might just be the old rhythm resurfacing, the gap between your two sleeps, the ancient watch shift trying to happen inside a body that no longer needs it. Which leaves the last piece. Your brain never fully lets its guard down. Sleep researchers have found that on your first night in an unfamiliar place, one half of your brain sleeps lighter than the other, staying half alert to the strange room. They call it the first night effect, and it's basically a milder version of what dolphins do when they sleep one hemisphere at a time. Part of you is still standing watch at the mouth of the cave. It never stopped. So think about what you actually are. A creature that learned to tame fire just so it could close its eyes. That sleeps fast and shallow because it once slept on open ground. That still needs the warmth of other bodies to fully let go. That wakes in the deep of the night to a watch shift no one scheduled. That keeps half a brain listening in a strange room. You are the survivor of 100,000 terrifying nights, and you carry every one of them into your bed tonight. Here's my question for you, and I really want to know. Do you sleep better with someone else in the house, or completely alone? And does the dark still get to you, even a little? Tell me in the comments. And tonight, when you turn off the light and that old animal stillness settles over you, don't fight it. Just notice it. That quiet part of you that checks the room one last time before you close your eyes. That's every ancestor you've ever had, still keeping watch. Stay a while, and I'll tell you more of their secrets.